You know what pure rage feels like? It's the sight of some woman from out of town, never had dirt under her nails, never sweated a single honest day, smiling for selfies while your one and only tractor is getting hauled away, and you're staring at a $20,000 cornfield about to rot in the field. That was Monica Wright, Chicago license plates, a white BMW, so clean it looked allergic to mud, designer suit, red-bottomed heels clicking down my gravel drive like she owned every inch of it. You want to know what real audacity looks like? That's it right there. Her, standing 3 feet away from me, waving a clipboard in my face, talking about agricultural equipment violations on my family farm, while I'm in boots and a jacket my dad wore before me. You have an equipment situation, Mr. Brooks, she coos, voice sugar-sweet and fake as her jewelry. And I can barely believe it. This is a working farm, not some tidy little HOA with garden gnomes and fake grass. But Monica, she'd only been around 6 months, just long enough to learn everybody's soft spots, the kind of person who blends in at church, brings pies to potlucks, but always circles back to money, land, and who's got what. She'd moved into the Henderson place down the road. Nobody local, cash buyer, which should have been a warning to all of us. But rural folks are slow to judge, sometimes to our own damnation. Looking back, I see it plain. Every friendly question she asked was actually an interview. So Joseph, does your farm support you and your daughter? Emma's bright. College must be expensive. All laced with these prying, personal notes, building up a profile on me and my family. But the night she really tipped her hand was after a church potluck. She corners me, full on, hand on my chest, whispering, "I think we could be good together." And when I politely shut her down, for 1 second her eyes go colder than an Iowa winter. I saw it then, clear as day, danger. Monday morning, barely 2 days later, with a storm front moving in and every dollar I had wrapped up in getting that corn out, Monica's back. This time with a tow truck and a paper stamped with a seal that looked official enough to fool a busy man with too much on his mind. She read it out like a judge. Rural Agricultural Association. Code 47.3b. She made calls. The truck was there in 30 minutes, and my family's tractor, my granddad's pride, the machine Emma learned to drive on, was being chained up like stolen property. I tried reason, tried reminding her and the driver that this was a working farm with state research contracts. Hell, the tractor was technically state-protected property. Didn't matter. Monica took selfies, smirked like she'd just won the county fair. Emma filmed the whole thing, voice shaking, asking if this could really happen. All I could do was watch that old John Deere disappear down the road. But fate's a funny thing. Not 10 minutes later my phone buzzed, a number I didn't know. "Mr. Brooks, this is Detective Stone, State Agricultural Crime Unit. Are you safe right now?" And I'll tell you, for a second, I thought it was a prank. Who ever heard of an agricultural crime unit? But his voice, the details, he knew about the monitoring sensors, the federal research, the cameras I'd mentioned offhand months ago. "We've picked up unauthorized activity. I'm on my way." You ever have a moment when you realize you aren't crazy, that maybe the universe is still running a tab for honest people? Yeah, that happened. Detective Stone rolled up in a truck that looked like he'd driven it through every back road in the state. But he was sharp, farm boy tough, but with a cop's eyes. I handed over Monica's paperwork, told him the whole story, 6 months of subtle threats, phony friendliness, and now this. He ran the document through a scanner. 10 minutes later, it's official. Fake association, fake code, forged seal. Monica hadn't just crossed a line, she'd torched it. Worse, she'd interfered with federal research property. That's not a fine, it's felony territory. Stone called the tow company, had my tractor turned around before Monica's coffee cooled. Then he called Monica herself, cool and direct, told her to meet us at the farm. No stalling. When she showed up, her confidence didn't last long. Ryan Stone laid out the charges, asked for her ID, explained that not only had she committed fraud, she'd targeted protected property. The kicker? In her trunk, they found a mobile print shop, laminators, templates, folders on half the families in the county, including one marked Brooks, priority target. Inside were surveillance shots of Emma and me, notes about our schedule, finances, stuff only a real pro or a real predator would gather. But Monica? She's trained. Starts with crocodile tears, swings to outrage, then tries legal threats, demanding warrants, hinting she's being persecuted for being a successful woman from the city. But Ryan's seen it all. By nightfall, he had a search team at her place. File cabinets full of forgeries, fake liens, evidence she'd run the same scam in Minnesota, Wisconsin. Over 30 families ruined, farms sold at auction, kids yanked out of homes by false reports. She'd targeted the same type, too: widowed parents, teenage kids, always right before harvest. Monica made bail, of course, $50,000 gets you out if you know the right lawyers. But that night, as Emma and I tried to harvest before the storm, I got a text, a photo of Emma, circled in red, with the words, "Tell your daddy pretty girls have accidents in small towns." You want to know fear? That's it. But here's the thing. My daughter is made of sterner stuff than most. Emma didn't crack. She documented every thread, recorded every call, built a case alongside Stone that would have made the FBI proud. The town split. Half folks didn't believe Monica could be a monster. She'd been too friendly, too normal. The other half stood by us, remembering their own brushes with city types who think rural means stupid. But when Monica escalated, fake child services calls, anonymous reports to my mortgage company, sabotaged Emma's college applications with forged letters, Emma went on the offensive. She used metadata, timelines, proof Monica had been planning for months. At the township meeting, Emma stood up, all of 16, and dropped every bit of evidence in front of the community. Played the audio of Monica threatening her outside church, showed the digital trails. Dead silence. Then Monica lost it, started screaming, called us liars, tried to spin the victim routine one last time. It didn't work. The room saw her for what she was. Trial was next. Stone, Emma, and a whole team made the case. Document forgery, harassment, interference with federal research, fraud across 3 states. Monica's defense was pitiful, tried painting us as backward, vindictive, claimed Emma had faked the evidence. The jury didn't buy a second of it. Monica went down hard. 8 years federal, 2 years state, $300,000 restitution, assets seized, never to practice property or AG consulting again. You'd think it was over, but evil doesn't quit easy. A month after the sentencing, another photo shows up, a new threat, new eyes watching. Detective Stone and the feds traced it back. Monica had accomplices, a whole network targeting farm families across 4 states. With Emma's help, they tracked and busted the entire ring. $500,000 in fraud, dozens of families rescued, and Emma's skills got her a scholarship, an internship, a national spotlight as the kid who broke the biggest rural fraud ring in modern memory. And you know the best part? At the Harvest Festival, I drove that old John Deere, 3 generations strong, down Main Street, with Emma beside me, both of us waving to neighbors who'd stood by us when it counted. Behind us, every family Monica tried to ruin, every cop, every neighbor who fought back, all parading through town. Proof that community can beat anything thrown at it if we stick together. Now, Henderson Place is owned by a young family from Nebraska, working the land honest, no fake papers in sight. Emma's off to college, helping others fight back, turning a nightmare into a legacy. Sometimes I still look over my shoulder, sure, but I know this. When rural folks get pushed too far, we don't just get even, we change the game. So, what would you do if someone came after your family the way Monica came after mine? Ever had your own small-town Karen saga? Drop your story in the comments. Let's get it all out in the open, because justice only happens when we stand up and tell the truth.